Hey, what's going on, family? This is Ken with Wisdom is Currency, coming to you guys on day 9 of Walking in the Journey. So excited to talk to you. I know you guys, when you probably pop in his videos, and you're like, he's always smiling. Everything must be great. Nah, it ain't. Everything ain't great. I mean, I got a lot of challenges and things I'm overcoming, but I just choose to put a smile on my face because we got to press through, right? But nevertheless, man, I am blessed and I'm feeling good. Today is January 31st. December 31st of 2022. This is the last day in this year. And my wife and I, we're getting ready to go to, we do the watch night at our church. We go to Attend Faith Center out in Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to Bishop Fernandez, by the way. But so we're getting ready for that. And then in the meantime, man, I just want to jump in and spend a couple of minutes with you guys and talk just about what's in my heart. I'm excited about watch night, by the way, and that's kind of part of this video, is because every year Bishop Fernandez, he declares a word for the season, for the year. And so this particular past year, he declared that 2022 was the year of transition, right? The year of transition. And I just want to put it on record and let you guys know, man, Bishop, I know you always have been a man of God, but when I tell you that word right there, that this is the year of transition, that is exactly what this was, right? This year, I'm telling you, 2022, and I think a lot of people can probably say the same thing, has been, I could not have wrote this in my mind. I mean, where we started and where we are now, the whole direction, everything, God did a completely different transition from 2021 to 2022. We are completely different, right? And I think a lot of people can probably say the same thing, man. There was just something different about this year. This year tested our relationships. It tested our commitment. It tested our fortitude. It tested our attitude. It was just so many tests. And I'm telling you, by the end of this year, I look up and I'm like, God, we are literally completely different people than what we were in 2021, right? And to him be the glory. To him be the glory. Now, I'll be honest with you, man. You know, and there's some things that I have been doing, repeatedly for 10 or 15 years. And so now I think I am probably the most uncomfortable I have ever been in my life, right? But at the same time, I'm excited about that, because how many know in order to grow, you have to be willing and ready to be uncomfortable in change and all of that. That's necessary to be able to level up, you know? So I'm excited about what's about to happen, and I'm excited to hear what the word for 2023 is going to be. I know what God has kind of been drilling in my spirit, and a lot of times, Bishop is a bishop, and he doesn't hold himself out as a prophet. But he definitely moves within the prophetic arena, and God definitely uses him prophetically. And so if you know much about prophetic ministries, prophetic ministries really, in a lot of cases, they should really confirm, if you're spending proper time with God, a prophetic ministry should come along and confirm some things that God has already been sharing with you. Now, there is a season where a prophet is going to speak a prophetic word and a word of knowledge, and they're going to speak and release some things. But in a lot of cases, God used the prophets to be able to confirm some things that he really should have shared with you in your private time, if you're spending enough time for him. Now, that's a separate message. We're going to come back to that later. But the point I'm making is that Bishop, this year, I really believe that this year is going to prove our relationships with God, right? I believe that this year, 2023, for a lot of people, is going to prove our relationships with God. Now, I know when I say something like that to some people, you probably got very joyous because you feel that you've done your best to maintain a relationship with God over the last years, and you've sacrificed and you've done, and you know that this is your season. And so for you, you're very excited. And there are some others that, you kind of know that, hey, man, in the God area, I really haven't been doing what I think I need to. And I don't think my relationship is as tight as it should be. And when I say something like this is the year where our relationship is going to be proven, that probably makes you a little nervous, right? The good news is, God is a God of grace, right? So even if you have not, prior to this video, been doing what you're supposed to, you can start right now, right? You can just jump right back in there. God, listen, forgive me for not doing what I should be doing in terms of my relationship with you. Help me to and draw me closer into you so that I would spend the time with you that you deserve. And if you do that and you have a sincere heart, God took everything that happened last year and threw it away, and you're starting fresh, right? So now from here forward, you, even whether you have the relationship and it's been going well, or you haven't really had the relationship and now you do have the relationship, now you can release all of the guilt going into 2023. Because I think for those, and I know I'm probably talk a little fast, I'm sorry. I think for those who have really been following and have a relationship with God, I believe in our own separate ways, He really has positioned each and every one of us for this particular season. And I do believe that a lot of the things that you have experienced and a lot of the lessons that you had to learn over not just the last year, over the last 5 or 6 or 10 years, has really positioned you strategically for this season beginning in 2023. I truly believe that things that have been held up from the body of Christ and things that have been prophesied and believed on for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, I believe we're going to start to see that. Now, that being said, that does mean that it's to much is given, much is required, right? To much is given, much is required, right? And so if we're walking into a season where there's going to be this supernatural overflow and abundance and everything, we also have to make sure that we're relying more on God's grace to be able to sustain us. We also need to make sure that we are doing everything that we can do in terms of developing our relationship with Him in His Word and in prayer and in those different things, so that we can handle and manage the blessing that's coming in this season. This year, it's going to be evident of who is spending time in developed relationship with God and who is not. It's going to be evident, right? And it's going to be so evident that it's going to kind of probably shock some people who didn't really think, God was really with that person, because God can't use them. As Christians, we just throw anybody away, right? But God can't use them. But it's going to be some of those people that you didn't realize had this deep, intimate relationship with God, and they didn't look like what you thought a Christian should be. They didn't act like what you thought a Christian should be. Sometimes they didn't even talk like what a Christian should be. But you're getting ready to see in some of their areas, God is getting ready to do some amazing things, because their relationship with Him has been authentic, right? Whether we like it, whether we agree, it's been genuine, and He cares about them, and He is positioning them to bless you. So be careful who you put your mouth on, because 2023 is going to start to show some who really have had a relationship with God, and a lot of people have kind of counted them out, right? And listen, here's again the exciting thing, man. Right now, even before I don't know what point you're looking at this video. This is again December 31st of 2022. So you may be looking at this after, right? Because I'm making this video late. But I'm telling you guys, starting as soon as you hear this video, make a priority to spend time with God. Make a priority to spend time with God. Now, everybody's different, right? And so I'm not going to put you in a box of how you spend time with God. I know the instructions He gave me, right? But when I say spend time with Him, I think making a priority to spend time in His Word, reading the scriptures, right? Even if you don't understand it, just spending some time there. And the other thing is in prayer, right? And prayer, I don't want to overcomplicate it, man. Prayer is just a dialogue. It's just a conversation between you and God. It's a relationship, right? So, I come to God just as I am. And, there are times where we begin to intercede, in the spirit realm. And, I may go off into another tongue or whatever. But for the most part, my communication to Him is just like this. And make your relationship real with Him. And I'm going to tell you this. Make it authentic. Don't try to, come to God, and present yourself like you made it and you don't have no issues and problems and you're the perfect child and you're sin free. Don't do that. I mean, some of the most beautiful people, man, that I watch sometimes are those that, man, they're battle scarred. They may cuss. Sometimes they may drink and all that different stuff. But if you listen to them and if you watch them and watch the way they treat people, they got a real relationship with God. I love people like that, right? And I know God loves people like that, because what those type of people do is they come to God and say, God, look, you know, I got problems. Now, I'm not saying that God isn't going to clean us up, but I'm saying come to him where you are now, right? All the baggage, you know, or whatever the issues, whatever the problem, and just be real with him. Look, God, look, this is me, you know, and because he already know anyway, right? But part of a relationship is, if I really got a relationship with you, I mean, if I really, really got a relationship with you, I should be able to tell you anything without worry of you looking at me, treating me different, and taking my business somewhere else. If I really got a relationship with you. And so for those that I got a relationship with, I should be able to tell you anything, literally, right? And I should feel 100% myself. I ain't got to put on the air. I ain't got to walk a certain way around you and code switch and all that. No, I'm going to be me 100%, and you love me for me, right? Those are the relationships I want right now. We just real. Listen, if you got $10 million in your bank account, God bless you. If you broke today and broke tomorrow, God bless you. But let's just have an authentic, real relationship. Either way it goes. That's how I am. I believe that's the heart of God. God is like, listen, man, just come to me just as you are. Come to me just as you are. Transparent, full, but spend time. Spend time. There's no substitution for time in developing a relationship. There's no substitution for time, right? You know, people can give you a lot of money, but that don't mean that they care about you. A lot of times, who care about you, where does someone put their time, right? There's nothing more important than how we treat our time, right? Our time is the direct, how we spend our time is the direct indicator of the quality of our life. Straight up, right? How we spend our time is a direct indicator of the quality of our life, right? So choosing to value your time and then give it to God in a relationship, that says a lot. And maybe it's 30 minutes a day. Maybe it's 45 minutes a day. For me, he asked for 2.5 hours, right? Which still, it ain't really nothing. You know, 2.5 hours, I broke this down before, man, we got 24 hours in a day. So if I give, let's round up the 2.5 up to 3, that means I still have 21 hours, right? After 21, you know, we got to sleep. Let's say I need about 6 hours. Let's say I get 7, but that's still 14 hours. Out of that 14 hours, we got to work. Let's say we work 8 hours a day. That still leaves 7 hours a day that I have to do whatever else I want to do, right? And that's after I've given God 3, I've slept, I went to work. I still have 7 hours to do whatever else I want to do, right? Why not? I can give God 2. I can give him 2.5. Still got 5. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is make it a priority to spend time and say, listen, here's the thing. The more time you spend with him and you develop that relationship and he begin to love on you and you love on him, it ain't going to be hard for you to spend more time with him because, I mean, listen, man, spending time with God for me, a lot of times that keeps my sanity, bro. I mean, like I need it. I need it at this point. For one, and it's crazy because he told me to give him 2.5 hours, and you know, it took me 5 years of basically getting beat up to finally yield to him. But even now, like I give him the 2.5, and I'm like, man, okay, God, no, I need three with you today. I need 4 hours with you today, because you cannot spend time in God's presence and not come out better. Right? You cannot spend time in God's presence and not come out with a revelation and with a word. And then I'm tell you what we're going to start to get into in the teaching here. When you understand that spending time with God is the key to receiving the currency of heaven, which is wisdom. And then you'll understand that now that you have the currency in heaven, and then you have the revelation, which we're going to teach on how to convert that wisdom into dollars, right? I ain't trying to tell you to pimp God now, right? I ain't saying go spend time. I'm just saying that seeking out him in his heart and seeking him for wisdom, which he asks us to do, right? His word says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives liberally without reproach, meaning he ain't gonna ask no questions. He ain't gonna say, well, let me check out your past. I haven't talked to you lately. None of that. If you ask for wisdom, he's gonna give it to you. Why? Because that's the currency of heaven, and there's nobody more rich than God in heaven, right? But my point is that is going to be key in 2023. It's going to be key. Spending time with God and then exercising kingdom principles. And if you do that, because I'm not gonna back down from this. We're headed for some rocky roads in the natural, right? The systems and the real estate markets and all these different things. There's some things that are coming, like some major things that are coming to make an impact on this economy in 2023 and beyond. But here's the thing: if you are a citizen of heaven, which you are if you're a believer, heaven's economy is always stable. And if you learn to operate according to kingdom principles, and those kingdom principles can have an impact here in the natural, if you learn our tools, you don't have to suffer. All right? You don't have to suffer. So look, I'm going to end with that, man. This video, I feel like I was kind of, a little choppy and all over the place, but, today I didn't have a plan, man. I just, I want to come down and trying to do my best of doing exactly what I told you guys I would do, which is document the journey. If you have not already, and if you're wondering what this is all about, go back to videos day 1, 2, 3, and 4. Day 1 through 8, I guess. Go back to those, and that'll kind of catch everything up. And I encourage you to do that. And then also, I highly recommend you guys connect with us on our various platforms. Where it's Wisdom is Currency on YouTube, Wisdom is Currency on Facebook as well. I am doing a website right now. It's not up, so don't go there yet. But when it does, it will be wisdomiscurrency.com. Again, don't go there yet. It's not up. We're getting ready to do a series, probably the second week of January, and it's called Creating a Cycle of Blessing in Your Life, right? And we're gonna break down, and I'm gonna help you understand the currencies of heaven, how to tap into it, and then we're gonna systematically show you how to convert wisdom into dollars, and also how to create a cycle of blessing that's basically kind of self-refueling, right, in your life. And it's very simple, but I know it's not being taught, right? And I'm telling you, if you guys tap into this platform, give me a year, 2 years from now, you're not going to recognize your life. I mean, I'm just telling you that because it's just that powerful. And what I'm doing now with these videos, the whole purpose is I'm just chronicling the journey. I mean, I'm doing these videos and dropping them every day. I don't even expect anybody to really look at them at this point. Like literally, if you are looking at this now and at the 17-minute mark, you're probably in the very small minority of people who finish this. I understand that now, but I also know and see where this thing is going. And I'm looking 6 months, 12 months from now, once God do what he's going to do. And then people are going to go back and try to figure out how did we get to where we are. And we're going to have a whole thing. So when you're looking at this now, I'm speaking to you 6 months from now, 12 months from now. God did exactly what I told you he was going to do, right? And that's why I'm doing these videos. We're just documenting the whole process, all right? But in the meantime, guys, listen, you guys be safe out there. I know a lot of crazy things go on New Year's, but listen. Be safe. Don't get, too rough. We're going to church, right? And you're welcome to come with us, by the way. Faith Center is on Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. Bishop Henry Fernandez, man, a true man of God, true man of integrity. I have learned so much from being under that ministry. And, I'm sure there's many, many, many other powerful men and women of God right now that you guys could also go and fellowship with tonight. Just put a little thing on the Facebook. Hey, who's doing a watch night service, and I'm sure a lot of people will invite you out. All right. But in the meantime, know that I am praying for you guys, and I love you. And again, make sure you connect on the platforms. And like I said, 2023. I don't care what anybody else say, whatever they declaim. It's all about a relationship, a true relationship with God, and exemplified by time spent with him, right? That has to be the priority going into 2023. All right. I will talk to you guys soon. You guys be blessed and take care. Remember again, wisdom is currency. All right. I'm rocking my cowboy hat tonight. Hopefully y'all feel that. My wife picked that up for me. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care for now. moment I realized wisdom is a currency, everything